I don't know how much value I have in this universe, but I do know that I made a few people happier than they would have been without me. And as long as I know that, I'm as rich as I ever need to be.
Hey kid, what time is that?
It's time to refresh.
Back once again with another podcast. This is, I'm not sure what episode, it could be in the 70s possibly.
That's a lot there.
Yeah, I know. It's just a weekly thing that we keep doing, although I didn't have an episode last week. Got let down. But yeah, back again. Returning guest. You might not recognise his face because last time we did it, he didn't. It was just on audio, wasn't it? So
it was,
returning guest, Chris Pears. How we doing?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm good. Very good, in fact. I've had a fucking busy few weeks. Start off like I do with everyone. What did you have for tea last night?
Last night I had spaghetti bolognese.
Nice.
Homemade garlic bread.
Lovely.
It was nice.
Lovely. I'm still on a diet, or trying to be, so I made my own chicken tikka. I had chicken tikka kebabs. It was alright. Missing nice food though. When you said spaghetti bolognese, then my eyes lit up. Nah. So what have you been up to since you were last on? Because it's been, what, it'll be about 18 months or so since you were last on? 15 months, something like that?
Not a lot. This year I've took a step back, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've took a residency in town at Pears, which used to be Chasers.
Yeah.
So I do that every Saturday night. It's a bit different because I'm playing tech house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tech house with a few classics now and again.
I know a few years back you went and done a bit of house bits and that, didn't you? Like,
I don't mind. It's a nice change, to be honest. But I've been playing a lot of Rob Kane stuff on that. Is it Milk?
Oh, Mama's Milk.
Mama's Milk. He sent us all them promos, so I've been smashing them out. There's some nice stuff on
good
there.
tunes, yeah.
Really good tunes.
Stuff that you can get away with playing at house nights as well.
Yeah,
like
it's just stuff I would play as well.
Yeah, I'd play that. I will have actually played one of Alan's tunes. Oh my god, my mind's gone blank at the minute. But
he released one on there, didn't he?
Yeah, with his mate who's at Maud. I feel so bad I can't remember the name. At Maud. Mike Chatterton and him, they do Bump and Bounce. Have you heard of that? Or Bounce?
No.
They've got releases on there, and there's a couple of tunes there. And they're probably like.
Is that Mikey C?
No.
That's Coleman, isn't it?
That's Mike Coleman. No, this is Mike Chatterton. Actually, really talented guy, but I don't think he like fronts his stuff he does. I'm sure he does like a lot of ghost producing and that for people, or he engineers and doesn't put his name on it and stuff, but. This Bump and Bounce is them too. It's fucking. I'll show you some of the stuff afterwards. Anyways,
yes,
I'd play it underneath, but for YouTube absolutely hate it when I put music underneath. Because I was like, at first I was going to put a little bed underneath for like, see if we were talking about this tune or whatever.
Like pop it in, like
but
a loud bit of audio.
Doesn't work like that because YouTube fucking hate it.
Right.
I apologise if I look sweaty as out as well beforehand because it's unbelievably hot in here today. But yeah, so what other stuff are you playing? Like, what when you say tech house, what sort of? Is it just the commercial stuff? Or?
Yeah, commercial stuff. MK, Salado, just chart stuff.
Party
Like what you would
tunes
do,
and that, yeah.
Creamfields, what Topping's playing, and things like that.
Topping smashing it. I just seen that last video he put up during the last week
He's
of
doing
the beefer.
clothing now. Have you seen that?
What? Doing what?
Yeah, he put a post out yesterday. He's doing chick clothing.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, I got the email
Quite
about
smart
it
as well, actually.
Well, I seen the email. I got the email about it yesterday or today maybe, and I seen it. I was like, oh, interesting. But when you've got a big management team behind you like that, and you've got a big brand,
you don't need to do out, do you?
Nah, do you?
You don't need to do out. Turn to your events.
Nah, he looks like a grafter though.
Oh,
to be
yeah,
honest
definitely.
with you.
He's put his work in, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's going to come on here one day. I'm telling you. Cause, no, there's shit in the pipeline, and obviously we'll get round to it when we do. But yeah, there's all sorts going on at the minute. It's a bit dead round here at the minute though, do you not think?
Yeah, it's pointless doing events, I think, personally. That's why I haven't really put one on this year.
Yeah.
Next year we'll get onto that in a minute.
We'll get onto that in a bit.
But for this, I'm just happy doing Booze News every Saturday. It's bringing in a little wage.
Yeah.
To pay my mortgage off.
yeah.
So, yeah.
That's how it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
just pocket money.
Yeah, I'm always a bit disheartened lately when in the last 2 years, I always say that like West Cumbria have always got like the best ravers, but it's getting them. You really need to twist their arms to get them out and get them to the events and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I've found this out recently because I've been booked for that event in Newcastle, and the amount of people, like my mates and other people who would have used to come to my events, asking us for tickets and where to come. So I've got about 30 people coming from work and just.
They're willing to travel. I know.
That's excellent. They're willing to travel, but they're not willing to come to your events.
Yeah, it's backwards. I noticed this when you go to like sort of any bounce night in Lancashire. There's like fucking a quarter of Whitehavens there or working, and it's just like you can't.
I think it's change. I think people get sick of going
same places.
Same places. People like change.
That's why you got to think outside the box.
We haven't got a good nightclub.
I don't know. I think Soup's alright. Like
Soup's alright, but
I like that.
It's
because there's so much going on in there.
It's not a nightclub. It's not. A nightclub's fusion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've got now like that.
We will never have anything like that ever again in working.
I don't know. There's so much potential with like if you could just get in somewhere where there's
someone
like
have money.
Yeah, and like no, but a warehouse or even like a big unit. Do you know what I mean?
Them big units by Asda.
Oh yeah, no, but it's.
I think Johnny was going to take one over, but that fell through.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but. I don't know. I can see potential because there's a big market here. Like, I've noticed when I'm at work, right? There's like two sets of like fucking people. There's the house heads who love like, as I say, they love the house music, but they love like trick and that as well. And then there's the bounce and the Makina lot, and they like what they like.
The thing is with trick at the moment. They're bringing a bounce sound into it, so they're getting...
It's a crossover.
They're getting people from the bounce scene liking house music.
Yeah.
So everyone now, they're going to festivals, they're going to any event what's on.
Yeah. Literally, like, probably, if you're between age of, like, 18 and 30, and there was, like, I would say about 80% of Whitehaven went to Creamfields. So there's a demand there for it. It's just trying to get it in your area that's right.
You've just got to do something right, don't you? Mm-hmm. You've got to get that right date. You've got to... It's got to be perfect.
I know, you've got to get the stars aligning.
Perfect,
yeah. So, you've been doing some tunes and that over the last year as well. You've sent me a couple of bits.
I've been plugging away when I've got spare time.
What's the crack with this then? So you're just doing tunes that you feel like need a bit of a spin on them or what?
Yeah, if I hear a new tune, I just beef them up, to be honest. I haven't got time to sit down and write a full track. I haven't. I hold my hands up.
I know the feeling. Yeah.
I was doing the LP stuff, but then I've drifted away from that. And I'm just doing things which I think personally will go down in my sets, to be honest. Yeah.
But I think that's what you've got to do, isn't it? Like, I think you can make music to cater. Like, have you seen how some people change the sound? I know we talked about it already, but like, people are changing the sound for trick. Like, they'll make big bouncy, like, euphoric bangers, and then they're making a slower trick style just to fit into that. Yeah. It's like, just do what fits into your set. Don't focus on what other people are doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing with my tracks.
That's it. You've got to. What's the point in making a tune at 130, 135 or whatever, right? If you don't ever intend on playing it at that speed, because I know people have got aspirations and stuff like that to be on a certain label, but like it doesn't fit what you do. So why try and fit it?
It sounds daft.
Yeah.
You're gonna track what you like. Like, for example, Jazzy Fairly at the moment. Everyone likes that.
Yeah.
I think that's made at 138 standard because I've been playing it a lot in town.
Yeah.
But you'll get some bouncer do speed up to 155.
See,
just one sound, right?
If you wanted to fit into your sets as well, it's another thing. If you've got the capability, that is, just bootleg it and make a donk over or something. Like, I know you shouldn't really make too many donk overs, but if it's just for your set, then that's it. But for me, like, there's like too many people are changing their sound to fit other people, and it's not just say for trick for it or whatever. It's like, let's say for instance, I don't know, Porky's big at the minute, it's come back in, and then I know, no, but then everyone hammers the Porky, like, and it's like, stop, just make what you do, and then when you go to a bounce night, there'll be variation on a night, like, don't make a tune that sounds like, I don't know, what's been popular, like, these minimal drops where it comes in, it's just a kick and bass, it's like, it's good for the people who've sort of brought it in, but don't everyone go in that one direction. And I know,
copy him.
yeah, that's all it is. Because the formula works.
You need to find your own style. To be honest.
Yeah. I try bits of everything, but it's just what I feel like doing on the day. It's not like I'm not there going, well, this worked at this event, or this person's doing this, so I feel like I need to do it. And it's like
a jigsaw. If it fits on the day,
yeah, that's it.
Do it. Don't change it.
Yeah. So we were saying before, you've got an event coming up, Ministry of Bounce.
Yeah.
In Newcastle.
Digital Newcastle. That's for Richie.
Yeah.
I've took a room 2 on that. Basically because
it's a big room, isn't it? The room 2.
Yeah.
I thought so.
And it's their busiest event of the year. So you get some people saying, "Oh, room 2, you're the room 2 DJ. It's going to be shite." But with events that big, it's going to be packed anyways. So I don't look at it like, "Oh, there'll only be 5 people you're playing to."
Yeah.
If I want to book in, I'm going to take that booking and I'm going to push it as much as I can.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
So yeah, I've took that. That's in Halloween, 27th of October, is it? Did we say? Friday.
We had to review this before on to the date, right? There you go, Ministry Bounce, 27th of October, get yourselves on it.
Yeah. So
bit of plug in there.
Yeah, so like I said before,
it's a big lineup as well, isn't it?
It's a massive lineup, excellent.
The thing is with a room 2 thing, right? The way I see it is, if you're gonna pay me, right, I'll say this is what I charge for where it is. If you're gonna put me in a room fucking 6, right? I don't. Probably maybe no one there.
You're still getting your wage.
Yeah, you're still getting a wage, and like, if you're daft enough to go, oh yeah, I'm willing to part this money with it, and I'm gonna put you in a room that's gonna have no one in. It's the promoter's fault, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
True.
So like, you see some lineups, and it's like, why are they in that room or whatever? And it's like, if they're getting paid for it and they're happy to do it, then do it.
Point. I'm getting paid the wage I want.
See,
I'm getting messed about by shit promoters.
Yeah.
They'll say, I'll pay you this, pay you that, and you turn up on the day. Oh, sorry, you're getting paid another day.
Yeah.
Which does happen.
Yeah.
I've done it myself with people because obviously Skiddle sales come through on the Thursday.
Yeah. The following Thursday.
So if you haven't made money that night, how are you meant to pay people? These things happen, but yeah, I've agreed on my wage. I'm doing it.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah. See, for me, I'm a bit selective now because this podcast does take priority in the production side of things. So if I get asked to do something, it needs to be something like different or I'm interested in. Like I've sort of told a couple of people who I work with quite closely, listen, I'm up for doing stuff, but this is my situation. Everyone's is different. If you want to be out every Friday or Saturday doing bookings, then fair enough. But I don't and I just want to do me. So like, I had a guy inbox me the other day. This is another thing. I'm gonna have a little rant about this actually. May as well. So now we're here. I had an inbox off a guy the other day, and he was like, "Can you do this gig?" And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Can you tell me more about it? I don't want to just like rock up and I don't know what's going on or not like that. Where's it at? What's the situation?" And if it appeals to me, which this one did, to be fair, I'll do it. Like it's fun. If this was my full-time job, then I'd be like, right, I'd take everything I can and more. I'll be out hunting for bookings. Do you know what I mean? Because like to make ends meet. But because you just do this in your own spare time, you don't want to be driving say 3 or 4 hours and go and play to a bar somewhere where there's like 4 people and it's like I've just wasted a full Friday night or Saturday night there.
Yeah,
it's not my cup of tea. Personally, but obviously if you're trying to make a name for yourself, it's understandable if you go and take every booking. But this guy said, I've got this and this. Can't announce the event yet because it hasn't been put out. So
so have you took it? Yeah,
I've took this one. This I haven't got to my rant yet. I will get to it. I'm sorry I'm blabbering on, but like fucking, he says, and the way he sold it to me, it was like, this is different. I haven't done something like this in a while, so it's appealing. Do you know what I mean? Like if something's appealing and interesting, why not do it? Like it sounds like it's going to be fun. But I had there seems to be a pattern within the bounce scene, and this sounds like I'm just complaining a lot, but I'm not. 3 times in 2 months I've had someone say, "Hi mate, wanna book you for a thing, whatever," and it's the same sort of like template. If you could read the messages, you would think it was off the same person. The way it's
copy and paste.
Yeah, it was like, can you do this night? Yeah, how much you charge? Yeah, that's not in our budget. I charge next to fuck all, right? How is it not in there? But were they expecting me to play for free, or were they? I don't know how it works. Is it like I'm not one of these people who go out and say I want a grander set, because I don't think there's many people in this planet that's worth that. Like, personally, I mean, if you could bring 100 heads and you sell it at £10 a ticket, it's all basic like business. Yeah, then you'll pay for it. Yeah. But to me, I know I'm not going to turn up at Blackburn or Wigan or somewhere like that, and I'm going to pull 150 heads in and charge 1,500 quid. Just doesn't work. Simply doesn't work. I don't charge a great deal, but I'd like to think it's reasonable, and I like to think like I'm worth it. That's just the basic how I stand it, and it's like, so one of them. This is the one I hated the most. Yeah, that sound. We'll get back onto you. No worries. That one was all right. So the second one was like, yeah, you're on it, mate. Booked in. I was like, yeah, no worries. So I sorted it out, fucking with my PA in the house, my missus. she sorts all my shit out. Yeah. And the lineup comes out and not on it. I'm like, right, okay. So I message him, what's the crack here? Oh, sorry, pal, you weren't in the budget. I was like, well, you could have told me. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Make plans around it. And the third one was like, oh, we'll come back to you another time. And I was like, I don't know what people are expecting. Do you know what I mean? What could they be expecting? Yeah, I'll come and play for you. I'll drive 100 mile, 150 mile for nothing. Or
I see it like if someone's messaging you to put you on their lineup. Yeah. Number one, they've got to do the homework. They've got to think how much you're worth and what you play. Yeah. So I've had it before where people's booked me, then I've turned up on the night. Oh, you've got to play classics, but you're on at 3 o'clock in the morning. I hate it when a promoter tells you what to play. They're booking you for who you are, so they listen to your music, they see what you play. Yeah. But they're trying to change the way you play, your styles you play. Yeah, that was what I was getting at before, by the way, when I said about if it appeals to you. If someone messages you saying, for instance, this doesn't appeal to me, so I want you to play like sort of 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's sort of banging donk. That's not for me, so it doesn't appeal, and that's where I'll be like, thanks but no thanks. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you might enjoy the pokey side of things. Do you know what I mean? For it might appeal to you. Everyone's different. That's what you're saying. People should research on what they do, and I've noticed it's madness, isn't it? You've been on late quite a lot for Sanctuaries, haven't you? Yeah. So what have you been playing there? Well, it's all. It's always. I get the best hour. Like as people might not see it as the best hour, but to me, like, there's a in that club there's like a little consistent formula where it'll like it's busy at the start, then it goes quiet, it goes quiet, and then people stay to the end, don't they? Well, no, they get like the surge of all the it's level 4's like it's a gay club, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a gay club. Or was a gay club. It's on the row of gay clubs in Blackpool. Was it? It's Flamingo. That's Flamingo. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So all the gay bars and the clubs and that close. I think Funny Girls is downstairs. So when Funny Girls shuts, they all come into there, don't they? Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyways, there's like handbags or something like that. It's called on the corner. And anyways, all them spots closed because I've got the late license, but Flamingo's has. So whenever I go on now, I'm getting the big surge, all the gay community coming in. I can play my style of music because mine's quite cheap. Gay donk. Yeah, gay donk essentially. Yeah, like quite cheesy, euphoric stuff. Like so, for instance, maybe no, it wasn't the last one because I was on with John as Manic, but the one before that, I was on last hour. Nicky B was on before me playing his style, and 10 minutes into it, I was thinking to myself like, oh shit, my style's not going to work here, like, because obviously everyone was writing to Nicky and that, and then there was me and Master C on last, we came on, I played a couple, and then I played Eye Opener, and honestly there was just loads of gays just like absolutely bang up for it, and I was like, yeah, this is it, this is for me, this. That's what you want, but like, yeah, that's, so to answer to your question, it kind of works in that club. Would it work in Wigan? No, probably not. I'd probably have to go on early. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and I don't mind that. If my style is going to fit in a night, I'd rather go on where I know it's going to fit
if I need to be on at 10 o'clock, I can be on at 10 o'clock. But it was perfect. Like, I think I've told this story on the pod before, but I went in and there was I just turned up because I went to sleep in the hotel and then I came because I think it was on like 5 till 6 or 6 till 7. I can't remember what it was, and I was playing some cheesy tunes, and there was like 5 Freddie Mercurys standing at the side, like, all in like, do you know, like the white pants and the yellow jacket and the moustaches, and they were proper giving it beans to the cheese I was playing. So I was like, yes, this is good. But yeah, the something I'm enjoying Flamingos, but
it is a good club. To be
it's
honest.
good, but there's some things that need changed in it. I think personally, it's the
last time I played there.
Yeah.
I done warm up for Andy, and I was mixing away, and I was like, "This is really quiet."
Is it in the top box? Or
Yeah,
the
top
stage?
box.
Yeah.
And like I come off, and Nick went on after us. Next minute, just went boom.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
They've got a limiter on because of funny girls downstairs.
Right.
So they're only allowed at a certain level until that.
It passed the time. Yeah.
And I was like, fuck's sake.
Well, I thought that first after COVID when I came back, my missus came with me and walked in the club and she goes, "This is pretty quiet for a nightclub, this." I was thinking that. I said maybe it picks up, whatever, and I played my set, and then halfway through the next set, all of a sudden it just went bang, and that was it, like right up.
I spoke to Nick after it, I was like, "How have you just turned that up?" And Nick told us a crack, and I was like, "Fucking hell."
I didn't know that's why it was, but yeah, I noticed that like thing. Blackpool's a funny place, very, very funny place. Like, it's proper, like I caught it on Farmers Weekend back in April, and I was there, and on every drop I was playing, the tune would kick in, and there was loads of farmers throwing hay up into the air, like on every drop. It was just completely backwards. It was good. But I was in Blackpool 2 weeks ago. I was telling John about it the other day. Like, this podcast, it does pretty well, and because when you're a DJ, you're like, no one really knows what you look like. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless you're a fan of that person, like, or you know them personally, they don't like necessarily know what you look like. For years, for instance, I used to listen to like Pears CDs. Never ever knew what like Ben T looked like. Yeah, and then when you meet him, it's like, oh, so there's name to face sort of thing. But with this podcast, because there's clips and that on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that,
you're getting to know them in person, aren't you?
Well, people, the recognisable face, and so long and short of it is, my missus' family were here from Hong Kong, and I took them down to Blackpool for the day, so we go to the tower and all this, and we're walking up the promenade, and this guy come from Central Pier, running across the road in the traffic. He's going, Brad, and I'm like, what the fuck? And like my missus' family were like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, and he's going, and he's introducing himself and that, and I didn't catch his name, but there's more to the story in a minute. He's going, oh, I watch the podcast every week, mate. I fucking love it. It's great. And he was hugging me and all that, and then he just walked off, and that was the end of that. And I was like, and they were like, is that your mate? And I was like, I've never seen him before in my life. Never ever seen him before.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you. I still don't know who it was. And then we walk a bit further up, and then it happened again. And I was like, "This is fucking odd. This, like, I'm not used to this." And I thought I'll catch your name this time. So big shout to Joey Vinyl Man, Joey Vinyl Groove, I think he's called. He bumped into me and introduced himself and that, and seemed like a nice lad. Said he watches the pod. And he was playing at, have you heard of Club Underground in Blackpool?
Yes.
He said he was playing there, so big shout to you. It's odd getting recognised because of the podcast. It's kind of uncomfortable. When it catches you off guard, when I seen him, I was sitting there eating like fucking a hot dog and that, so I put tomato sauce all around my face and alright. But yeah, it was a bit weird. So I think being a DJ, you can sort of hide away in a corner, and for a long time you won't get seen or out like that. And then doing this, it sort of brought out the inner weirdos. Like, not saying you are, Joey, but the other guy who comes screaming at me, it was like a Thursday afternoon and he was off his head, and I was just like, wow, is this my clientele? But yeah, when was the last time you were down in Blackpool?
Probably for Andy. I can't remember what night it was.
Oh, was it?
It was the birthday.
The birthday event, 2021.
Yes.
Yeah, I see. I'm pretty good at remembering shit like that. How was that? What were you playing? You said you were playing the warm up. What was it?
Classics.
Classics.
Yeah.
We'll get on to Flop My Bob later.
No.
But yeah, so you said you were going to sort of touch on some plans that you had. What have you got sort of for next year? Obviously, if you don't want to go too much into it.
No. So obviously, I was in partnership with Andy on the Sangfest. So I've been thinking about it for a few years now. Should I do another? So yeah, I'm just gonna go all in and put a festival on. It won't be Sangfest. It'll be my own festival.
Yeah.
And I have got a date. I've got a venue. And that's all
Locked
you get.
in. Okay, that's it. There you go. But keep that in your notepads. Just next year sometime.
Yeah,
Make sure you're free next year.
March next year.
Make sure you're free March next year.
Yeah.
We'll get somewhere on.
Yeah, it's never been done before. It's different.
Okay, that's fine. I'll get more out of you later. But I was going to ask you actually, because I never done them. So there was like a crossover between like obviously lockdown and like clubs opening up properly. And you were doing bits down there at Derwent Park, weren't you?
Yeah,
what
for Johnny.
Yeah.
It was just basically you put a marquee up, limited tables.
Right.
Then.
So was it outdoor, indoor?
It was just in a massive marquee.
Oh right,
on the car park.
On the car park. Oh right, okay, yeah.
We've got a few good names now, to be honest.
I know. Well, I remember seeing it at the time, thinking, "Oh, I wonder if this will work." So obviously, I don't.
Yeah. Some days it done well, and some days it didn't. I think at the start it was. I think it was when World Cup was on.
Rings well, aye.
So it was Euros.
Right.
So they were putting a few matches on, and then after it was playing. So obviously it was already packed with the football.
Yeah.
So it would work on that behalf. Then I think Johnny thought, yeah, we'll carry this on, see how it goes. But because the weather was good, he was doing it too often.
Yeah. Well, there's like I say, it was a blend between lockdown and normal life. So it was like, what was it? I know it was meant to be sit down, but was it sit down?
No,
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Jumping up on the table.
That's fine. Yeah, that's good.
It was hard to control at times. But
I can't imagine a bounce night. That's all. Like I never done anything like that. I didn't take any bookings during the time. I got asked to do one night locally, but it was play a bounce set, but everyone's in a club. Sat down ordering pizzas as well. I think it was.
Yeah, they done that in Soup, didn't they?
Right, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't like as I say, it has to be
it's
fun.
Different, but what could you do at the time?
Yeah. Exactly.
You couldn't do anything.
I know it helps the industry come back, and like it probably saved a lot of people from going under business wise. But like I say, I'm not in that business. I do it for fun. It's a hobby.
Yeah, true.
So
just bringing something back for the community because everyone was bored at home.
It's weird looking back.
This was the first idea what you could do, where you could get away with it. To be honest.
Do you know what I was doing instead? I like everyone else was going back to raves, and then like people asking me like, "Oh, are you doing anything?" I was like, "Nope. I'm just going to go and enjoy limited capacity comedy nights." I was going to like they were setting marquees up, and then like stand up comedy was on.
There was one at Penrith, weren't there?
Oh, I don't know.
They put a few good names.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Oh, of course. Where they do like a big bill of different names.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah,
good, to be honest.
I didn't go, but I was just going to them comedy nights instead because I was like, it's different. And when you get a comedy, anyways, you're sitting down. You're not fucking standing up raving about, are you? So you're sitting down anyways. A couple of beers and stuff. I thought it was class, but it was even better because it's not often you go to like a comedy night and it's outdoors or in a market or like that. So it's a different setting. I think if we had better weather around here, I think. I've said this for ages. We haven't got a big community of like. There's a casual bounce listener, but then there's the people who love it, and there's probably a handful of people. Now even more so, everyone gets older. Everyone's got shit going on in their lives. Like I said, like the people who watch this, I can see that they are like lapsed ravers. The people who used to go out and they sort of listen to this for a bit of nostalgia. I assume. But when you see the age brackets on the statistics, they're always like the older lot.
Older generation.
Yeah, so for me, I'd like, and I've talked about it with a couple of people, just getting a venue, 40 people venue, sell 40 tickets, fucking just people who genuinely love the music, have a fucking beer garden for the day, set up a couple of good DJs on. I know you won't be able to get like amazing names on if it's only 40 people that are allowed in, but create something like we were talking off pod there, like Madison's have got something going, haven't they, where they've got that little collective of people who are really genuinely interested in the old school and stuff.
I've done a few for Paul McGean, Kerwin, just before he closed down. He was doing courtyard parties. And but they were good actually.
It's a different vibe completely, isn't it?
Yeah, he got about 100, 150 in, but now the Welling Town's just opened up a new courtyard.
See, it's potential, because that's like you can get like
very good potential, it's big. CBK put a house one on, but the weather was crap, to be honest. Yeah. I'm not quite sure how it's done.
They've been doing warehouse ones, haven't they? I've seen their names popping up. I don't know them personally, like, but I've seen that they've done, is it Recycling Cumbria or something like
CRL.
that? Yeah. So fucking shouts to them as well, because
they're pushing, to be honest.
Yeah, it takes balls to go and put a warehouse rave on when you don't know if you're going to pack it out. Do you know what I mean? So doing something like that, it's admirable, and I like it. But as I say, if it was more something more I was more interested in, probably go to them, to be honest with you. But yeah, class. What have you got out coming up then? Sort of like, I know you've got this night and that coming up, but have you got any tunes planned, or do you just do it as and when you hear them?
I've got about 6 tunes sat at home, which I'm playing out in my sets.
Yeah.
There's a few people who's asked us for one of them. I'll show you there.
So it's getting a bit of traction, even though you haven't sort of put it out.
I'm playing them out first, because to be honest, you don't get much back off them. So I'm thinking at the minute, why not just play them yourself and make your set unique, different. Yeah.
Makes you stand out, doesn't it? It's literally the modern day version of having like a white label that no one else can get.
Yeah.
It's like, promoters will be like, fucking that's him who plays that tune, like, and only I know for a fact it's only him who can play it. Do you know what I mean?
But the last 2 tracks I've put out, they both went to number 1. So I'm thinking, can I do better? Where do I go from here?
Yeah.
So I've made a few, which like I said, I've sat on. So I think I'm going to do my own USB and.
I like that.
Bring my own USB out and
monetize it yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Because going forward with that, where do you go?
Well, this is a situation we're in as well. Like, me and John's like back and forward on ideas of like what is the big step? Like, is he getting signed to a major label? Like, is that what the next step is to it? Because like,
I think that's the only thing you can do, to be honest. Try and push for labels. There's like that Sony Music.
Yeah. Well, as I said, it's like Sony, Universal, EMI, all them sort of major labels that, cause someone like Trick are doing bits, it might open doors for bounce music. You just
because sound, I'm loving that sound at the minute.
Yeah,
they're pushing it.
But my thing is, like, as an artist, watching natural progression. So like you said about doing the USB, we've talked about what we can do next and how do we sort of make it into something bigger. We've released a couple of tunes. We've done some stuff on my own label, and we've done stuff on Clubbed, and then we've just released one on Bouncy on Greenie and Mikey's label.
Oh yeah.
That's done fucking awesome as well, by the way. It's got 1.2 million views on the track, and it's
that's
like
good,
for a bounce tune.
Yeah.
It's a little
and for something which has just come about so quick as well.
I know.
And they're getting the views what they are. They're doing well. I'm looking forward to the one what Finch is bringing out.
I've seen that. Is that
he's dressed up as Messi?
Yeah.
That should be good.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. It's intrigue, isn't it? Yeah, that's what it is.
Different.
Yeah, that's like Shaq and that was doing it, wasn't he? He was going around like fucking
Nana Machina.
Yeah, well, he was dressed, but he was like walking into like places and playing the tunes loud and getting on the train playing the tunes and that, and it's like, fucking hell, like, no one's thought to do it before. It's different. I know obviously people will jump on that, and
the one what he done outside Newcastle ground,
St James Park. I seen that.
I went with the kids. I took the kids
just for the crack.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. To track that for that. But it'd be for
I went for the day out. And
was there a few there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was mental. Because he done it when the football game actually finished.
Aye.
So everyone's got to walk down them stairs. So it was going to be busy. So that's his promotion right there.
Class. It's not bad, is it? It's a good
Yeah.
promotional tool. But like, when I say think outside the box, I think going ahead, I'm probably just going to release everything independently and push it myself. Because in my eyes now, if a tune's going to blow up, like if it's that good, it doesn't matter who releases it. Like I know it's good to have backing off certain people and stuff like that, but
I think it depends on the platform you put it on.
Yeah.
At the moment, TikTok's blowing up.
yeah,
But I think Spotify's the one to try and
get it's hard to get traffic
viewers.
there. Do you know what I
It
mean?
is really hard.
Yeah, like at first I struggled to get peak because obviously this is on audio as well. There is audio listeners listening right now, but to get people to click into Spotify, there's a lot of the donk scene who weren't necessarily signed up to Spotify. They were out there more SoundCloud, and there's that argument. But like as soon as I stopped putting it on SoundCloud and I was leaving the links in the YouTube and stuff like that, it did start picking up. My artist profile's on its arse on there because it doesn't. I don't know how many listeners there is. It's
My
terrible.
SoundCloud's picking up now. The last 2 mixes I put on,
Yeah.
I've got about 3K.
It's not bad, is it?
That's all right.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't really put content out, and you've got DJs on lineups putting mixes out, don't you? Getting 900 plays.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that comes into play as well.
Yeah, I don't know how online works nowadays. Like, well, I don't know how it works at all. Really, like, what justifies good numbers and what are people looking
I
at?
don't plug mine. If I put a mix out now, I only shared it once on Facebook.
That's all I've been doing.
I don't tag 100 people in a post.
Yeah.
I just shared it, put it in a few groups, and that's it. And then I'm still getting thousands of plays.
Yeah, that's the way to be.
Yeah.
I'm sick of getting tagged in shit, and it's like I've got nothing to do with this. And
Yeah.
I know you can just hide it off your wall or whatever, and that's what you do. But it's just a thing of
Getting
like,
notifications.
it's
doing,
yeah,
But at everyone.
yeah.
That is so annoying.
Well, I've turned it off now. I found out how to turn it off. So,
So
and then
annoying.
it was at followers and at what like it was
Yeah.
like all this, and I was like, right. There's
It's
some
good for-
guy from Scotland who somehow I turned it off and he was still at somehow I'm still getting the notification off him. I'm thinking you've got fucking Facebook hacked here, son. But
It's good for promotion, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you're promoted, it's the best tool going, to be honest.
yeah, I find Instagram better now. Instagram seems to be the tool when it comes to everything. Whether
I
it's
haven't
like
got many followers on that. I don't really use it.
yeah, I've only started pushing it since I started doing this. So like, I don't know. I feel like there's people are more casually scroll now on Instagram than they do on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think maybe a few of the older generation are more still Facebook driven. But like, when I put sponsored ads out for the podcast on thing straight away, I'm getting engagement. Like it's madness. But then I put a sponsored ad out on Facebook and it's like, oh, it's 800 people seeing it or 2,000 people seeing it, but like 34 engaged. It's like I'm wasting my money here. Do you know what I mean?
What about that new one? What they brought out? That Threads, is it? Do you
I
use
started using it, but it's
that? There's a lot of people using that. Mind.
there is, but I don't know if it's gonna work. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I really don't know, like, because it's just it's a challenger to
Just like Twitter,
Twitter, isn't it? Yeah. See, my Twitter's shit as well. I do share stuff on it, but because I never got like a following on it originally when the first boom happened. It's like
I've never used Twitter.
I just use it for. I'm boring as fuck. But I use it for looking
good
for
for
comedy.
sports and whatnot.
Comedy and wrestling.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. So we're just going to go into a couple of questions and that, if that's all right.
Go for it,
Yep. So it's yes, Brad. Questions. What's one weird habit or quirk you have? So, and that's from Sharpie.
Weird habit. I haven't really got a weird habit, to be honest.
Oh, you won't have one. You won't have something.
Um,
Doesn't necessarily need to be music related.
weird habit. Honestly, you've lost us. I haven't really got one.
What's one bad habit you have?
Bad habit. Pick on my face.
See,
Yeah, I just pick at nothing.
I've just started
It's like
biting nails. Then.
biting nails.
Yeah, I'm biting my nail biter. But like, one bad habit for me is I've noticed I take too much on, and like, do you know when someone says, "Oh, can you do this?" and I'll be like, "Yeah, I can do that. No worries." And this is just everything. It's not just music. It's everything in life. And then like before you know it, you've got fucking 20 different jobs to get. You've got to do, and it's like you're only one person. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I think that's a bad habit of mine. Like I'm a people pleaser as well, so I would like to think I'm there to help people when they need it. So it's like I'm dealing with one thing at the minute. One of my mates, and I've got to be there for him quite a lot because obviously he's not in a good place, and like focus my energy on that, and then trying to do all this other shit as well.
Stuff.
It's like my bad habit is I can't say no to people. Obviously I'm there for my mate 100%, but I'm still taking on all these other little jobs where it's like you should really be saying no to them. Do you know what I mean? That's my bad habit. That's quite a good question, that actually. Nice one to Sharpie. And one weird habit you have going. You've about with something, a quirk.
I'm trying to think. Weird habit.
I'll tell you one of my weird quirks. I've got a weird quirk. Do you know when there's like no one in the house? I just walk around the house naked dancing, like tunes on, and just give it beans.
Get it out.
I don't
Get
honestly.
the chopper out.
That's literally what it is. I just sit like, if I know there's no one in the house, jump in the shower, fucking out the shower, tunes on. Could be anything as well. It's not just like I might have a bit of donk on, might have a bit of 80s on. Just fucking walk around the house giving it this. Do you know what I mean? That's a weird quirk.
I like MCing in the car.
do you ever see yourself in the car?
Well, I used to MC, didn't I?
Yeah.
So,
Do you find yourself just spit a rhyme?
Oh,
there you go, weird quirk.
Spit a rhyme, no bother.
So like if a tune comes on and it kicks in, you just find
if
yourself.
it's a banger, I'll just go in spitting. No problem.
You said, what was it I was going to mention to you actually? Come across one of your old CDs about 2-3 months ago. I think I might message you, I don't know. If I didn't, I was meant to anyways. It's part of my long list of shit that I always forget to do. Todd gave us some CDs.
Dance Factory ones.
No, it was recorded ones from. There were bad recordings, like there was no. I put it in and I was like, because I think it was maybe it was labelled what it was, but I didn't think, and I put it in, and it was the Addiction CDs.
Right.
Yeah,
Bloody
I've got
hell.
them. You can have.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind listening to them, to be honest.
I had to turn it off. I'm not saying because it was bad. It was because whatever you just recorded on, there was no bass or anything. So like, I turned and I got annoyed straight. I put it on and I was like there's a kick and a bass, but there was no bass.
You know what
to
I
it.
used to record through back in the day, right?
Go on.
I had this shitty computer, and obviously, remember you used to have your microphone part. I think it was pink.
Yeah.
So I had this cheap plastic microphone out of Argos, which was a tenner.
Yeah.
So I had that plugged in, and I used to just put it right next to my speakers, thinking that's the way to record.
Oh yeah, no, if you don't know any
I
difference.
weren't knowledged up, so obviously some of them CDs back in the days being recorded through one of them plastic microphones.
I don't know which one it was. Off the top of my head, I'm going to say it was 3 or 4.
There was one where we started it with Spider Pig, when the Simpsons,
It could be that.
the Simpsons movie, and I like remixed it in, what was it?
It could be that, you know.
What did I remix it in? I think Baz Vistonks.
I know the tune, but I don't think it was that tune on it. Or it might have been later on in the mix. I don't know. But I put it on. And I just thought, oh, this is all right. And then obviously when there's no bass in it, I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's
That's
why.
That explains a lot then.
But back in the day, no one was bothered.
Well,
CDs
it was for
were
phones.
flying around.
Yeah, the CDs, it was for phones, and there was no bass on phones, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But when obviously when you put it on a sound system, it doesn't sound great. So, but yeah, that's that. I was going to message you about it actually.
As long as you had infrared, you were alright.
Infrared, eh?
Infrared, aye.
Bluetooth infrared, and
Polyphonic ringtones.
I remember on one of my first ones where you could like infrared people. I can't remember what it is. I had like a Sega or something like that, and it was like 20 megabyte the whole thing, or 10 megabytes, sorry. So it could only have like 2 tunes on it.
Nice.
And so you had to have like your ringtone and then like one MC tune. Do you know what I mean?
What was the one tune you had though? If you could pick one.
What was it? What tune was it I used to have? Oh, it was Clubheads. Here we go. For some reason I've got an affinity to that tune. I've always liked it. I remember. I don't know if you've done this or not, but this is another weird thing I used to do back in the day. I imagine a lot of people did it actually. Do you know when like you couldn't get like a tune, so you'd put it next to a speaker and record it
yeah.
and not talk, and it'd be like, so you play it, and then that was your
Not loud
tune.
enough, you have to turn it a bit more.
Yeah, and then you just leave it, and then you've got like that 1 minute of that song, and then you can just listen to it whenever you want. And I was like, looking back, I think, what a weirdo, but I'm sure a lot of people
It was
did.
game changer at the time.
Yeah, I know. It's like, because it went from polyphonic, where it was like it wasn't really a tune, it was a melody, but there was no like proper
You had
tune.
to go to websites and type the numbers in on your phone.
I can remember that. Or the box, when you used to get it off the box and magazines and that. I remember that.
The box, bloody hell. 20 pence a tune.
It was more
in
than
the
that.
paper.
Oh no, what was
You
it?
could get them off in the papers. There was like a little section, weren't there?
Yeah, I forgot all about that. I can remember buying Mixmag years ago. I bought Mixmag from when I was like 7-year-old or something like that, just to find out like tunes. Cause obviously I didn't know about underground scenes. I didn't know those nightclubs around here. Because obviously the way you're educated, to me, Mixmag was like, oh, this is all the nightclubs in the UK. Like this is what it is. So to me, I was like, oh, this is going on in Manchester. This is London. This is whatever. So I was like, okay, so this is how this works. And then on the back, I remember looking on the back, and it was in like a little square box, and it was like you could get the latest top 20 on like polyphonic ringtone. I remember there was like proper bangers on there, like Lady Hear Me Tonight, you know, like stuff like that. But it was like the polyphonic ringtone didn't even really sound like it, but I'm sure it was like $150 a tune at the time. That's like expensive as fuck. But I used to get mine off the box, because I remember, I don't know, I was about fucking 6 or something, and I got Crazy Frog because my ring shit. And it was banging. What a fucking loser. Next question. Hi pal, listen to your podcast, great show. I'm getting back into producing bounce, not been involved in the scene a long time. Just after a little help and advice, what would you think's best to do with my tracks? Would you advise sending them out to DJs in the scene to get them heard and play out in clubs, or go straight to download sites and see if they're interested in listing them on the sites to sell? Any help would be appreciated. Cheers, Logic MX. We've literally just covered that, haven't we?
Yeah,
Just 2 minutes ago.
best way to do that.
If you're not playing in clubs and you're not a
SoundCloud,
DJ,
get your samples out.
Yeah.
Get them out there. Internet's the best. Facebook,
Yeah.
TikToks, make videos.
yeah, that's literally what it is. If you want your tunes heard and supported by other DJs, if you don't know any labels and stuff like that, and you're starting out, probably just, as I say, get a little sample put up on SoundCloud, YouTube, whatever, and then send them to DJs that you know of. Like, find them online. They're easy enough to find.
DJs who's playing out
Yeah, exactly.
most events.
And don't just fucking send a link. Like, I've talked about this before, it's annoying. Just introduce yourself. You don't need to get a full fucking, like, I've had it before where you get like 10 paragraphs about this person, and it's like a full bio. Like, I'd read it and that, I'll always will, but it just needs to be short and snappy. Like, I do this, think you would like this, there, and there you go. And if they reply to you, they reply to you. If they don't, they don't. It's a long. If you're not involved in the scene, it's a lot. It's hard to hard nut to crack, isn't it? It's like to network with people. Like, go to nights as well. Nights is a big thing. If you go to events and stuff, you will meet somebody else who's a producer, and you can talk to them about your tunes, and then maybe they're signed to a label. They can get you in touch with somebody else, or they can give you feedback on your tune, like, and be like, oh, this is good, this is bad, or oh, this sounds like it would fit this label. And that's the best way. Networking is 100% the way forward. If I was to jump into another genre now, let's say I was going to go into like trance or something like that, or house music, I would go to a big house night, and I would just talk to people.
Yeah,
because
it's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, because do you really think, like, if you're going to jump to house, it's a big, massive, oversaturated scene. Do you think you're going to get a reply on messages? Probably not. Like,
No. It's like say you produce and bounce. You haven't been heard of. Biggest DJ, Andy Whitby at the moment. Hey Andy, this is my track, blah blah blah. 9 times out of 10, no offence to Andy, but he'll think, "Oh, this, I'm not going to listen to that, I won't play that."
yeah,
Just because he hasn't heard of him. But this tune could be the next best thing.
I know. Could be somebody who's been producing another genre for years, and
there
the
could
top
be
quality.
Excellent producer.
Yeah.
But like most of the top DJs probably wouldn't give the time of day because it's not on Acceleration, Bounce 7.
Yeah. So therefore, that's why networking's the best thing.
Yeah.
If you can get in front of their face, it doesn't always work though. I've tried it myself. Get in front of someone's face and go on, there you go, there's a USB full of my tunes. wouldn't mind hearing what you think of them.
Yeah.
That's as much as you need to go. Some people will just probably throw it in the fucking ashtray compartment of the car, and never ever listen to it. But some people will listen, and if you give it to the right person, then hopefully it gets you somewhere. So that's Logic MX. I actually don't know this person. I'm assuming Logic MX is maybe the production name or something.
Is it not what he produces on Logic?
Oh, well, maybe, I don't know. But anyways, whatever you do, fucking stick at it and try and get your stuff heard. It's always good to have more producers as well.
Send them to me. I'll listen.
Why not? Like, he sent me the message. You didn't even send me the tunes. I'd have given them a listen. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Next one is Throwback Attack. So obviously you'll have seen this on other episodes, have you? So I'm just gonna quick fire your questions. You've just got to give me the first answer that comes to your head. Is that alright? Here we go. So this is Throwback Attack with Chris Pears. What is the song you think of when you think to primary school?
Tell It To My Heart.
Tell It To Your Heart. Was that big back in the day?
It was back in the day, like a Beefmania nights and whatnot. Like it was just prime time. That's what we played. Every DJ was playing it.
What song do you think of when you think back to secondary school?
Shooting Star.
Shooting Star. Fucking hell. That was that big then?
Yeah.
I thought it was earlier. I thought Tell It To My Heart would have been around the same time.
Well,
obviously.
That's when I basically got into music. That's when it was there.
What song do you think of when you think back to getting your first set of decks?
Promised Land.
Promised Land?
Yeah, that was
which
one
mix?
Of the first, Alex Pears.
Alex Pears, yeah.
That was one of the
tune.
first vinyls I bought, I think, to be honest.
Is it the red sleeve?
Yellow, All Around the World.
Oh yeah, yellow one, yeah, yellow and red. Is it? It's a good tune, that. I've seen a few mixes of it, but I don't think anything's compared to the ones on that vinyl, because obviously there's a...
Tell you something, Carlo done a good mix of it.
I haven't heard it, actually.
I think that's the only one recent which I would actually maybe give a play.
Well, Promised Land's one of them tunes for me. It's in the same category. There isn't many tunes in this category, but it's
doesn't need touched, doesn't it?
Yeah, and same Bliss Inc. Faith. Like it's there's good enough mixes out there of both of them tunes that if you could try and do it and it might work, it might not. I can't 100% say.
To be honest, Faith, I never played.
Well, I liked. Was it the Skids mix of it?
Yeah, Skids is good. Yeah,
I like the Skids mix of it.
When Drees for why?
Yeah, and then I've never heard something where I've been like, oh, I prefer this one over it. So it's like, and I've heard a lot of good producers have a go at it, and they've not really pulled it off. So, but there's like a small category of tunes where what I would call them, maybe not necessarily originals, but they're like bounce classics, and they don't really need touched.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Yeah.
But a lot of people's going to that now.
Yeah.
They're just redoing it, getting them resung.
Which
is wrong in my opinion. Like I heard the track. I'm not going to mention what track it is, but it's coming out next week. It's a big tune which I used to love back in the day, and he's got it resung, and I'm like, fuck me, that's shit.
Right.
Just because
I know what it is already.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'll
talk to you off.
Yeah, because the vocal's too slow. The pitch ain't the same as the original. I mean, it just doesn't sound right.
Well, I know you've got to like this. People, I'm stuck in this rut now where I'm writing original music. I'm also bootlegging at the same time. So what our system is, we seem to do like 2 bootlegs, 1 original. The bootlegs do better than the original music, so I can see why producers are just bootlegging loads of old tunes, because it's getting them a quick sort of
quick audience.
Yeah, quick audience in it. Whereas you write an original and you struggle to get people to think it. Like I've did a couple of tunes and I've been thinking to myself, what have I ever put so much effort into this? Like 100% everything from scratch, original. Paid for like instruments to be recorded. I went on Fiverr and got someone to record a guitar. I don't have a guitar, you see. Record a guitar melody for me for the breakdown. Vocalists, shit like that. And then it comes out and like people's like, oh well, it's not fucking Shooting Star. Do you know what I mean? It's like fucking hell. Give it a chance.
Yeah.
It took me the Lifting Me Higher one that I did.
That was great, man.
That was good, but it took about 9 months before I could get another DJ to play it. Joe Taylor messaged me the other day saying, "Oh mate, I've hammered this for like a year." I'm like, "It's nice to know," but like to get someone to support an original's fucking rock hard,
true.
really fucking hard. You did? Was it? What was it you done? Was it Angel? You did?
Yeah.
That's it.
Like
In my mind, I can.
To be honest, it didn't do as well as I would thought it would have.
Well, this is the thing, because it's not a tune that's been overly remixed. I don't think I've actually heard another remix of it.
No. I think there's only.
I thought it'd have done well. Yeah.
Static done one. Who does Monta? And he put the Overload vocal over it.
Yeah.
With that melody, and it's good.
Well,
So-
this is my thing. It's like you can find when people dig and they get tunes that hasn't been done. I like that. I can respect the hustle. But when you're just doing, like, as I say, Rhythm of the Night, fucking shooting style, like basically just going through the all around the world fucking back catalogue and just like, oh well, I'll do this one this week, and it gets you a quick fucking bit of notoriety and views and shit. And it's like we're all bad for it. I've just done Born Slippy, and it's like I enjoy the track. I really do. But like, if you want to progress forward as a scene, you do need to like do original stuff, and you need people supporting you as well.
Yeah, my last few tracks like that, I done my Pokey Angels.
Yeah.
That's an original track which I've played for ages.
Yeah.
And if have you heard LP Turn Back Time?
No, I haven't.
No, well, I used Alex K Send Me an Angel riff in that.
Right.
So I took that out. So just
Good tune, good
mix
tune,
and matching.
Yeah, you can get stuff that sounds nostalgic because you're using a riff. You could write a fully original tune and then use the Royal Flush riff if you really wanted to. Do you know what I mean? Like, and people will be like, "Oh, I recognise that."
Yeah.
And it pokes you. That's a smart way of doing it, but it's just hard to get that traction, and I strongly believe that. Do you know what I mean? What do you think of when you think of your first days of going out? What track do you think of?
Going out, Pearl River.
Pearl River. Where we are? Fusion.
Andy K used to always play it every
Fusion tune that in it, definitely.
Yeah.
What song do you think of when you think back to your golden era?
My golden era. It'd have to be System F Crime.
And when was it? When was your golden era for you? Where were you at and what were you doing?
2008.
2008. So what was that like? Must have been 2008. Would have been
College
Fusion,
days.
Fusion and Hogs Neffers.
Yeah, Fusion, Hogs and Effers.
Yeah, 2008. There wasn't much else around here, to be honest
Club
with you.
Excess at Carlisle.
Oh, and there was
Done a few bits.
Club Access and Terminal 1 as well.
Terminal 1, I done a few bits in there as well.
Yeah, that would
was
have
a decent little spot.
Yeah, that was 2008, 2009. And Whitehaven was just Gallagher's. That was it. What else was there locally? I don't think there was much else locally other than that.
Not really.
Not in that time,
No.
but it's a good time to have as your golden era.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way.
True.
What's your karaoke song?
Karaoke song? Probably Mambo Number 5.
Why did I know you were going to say that?
Because me and Berg used to always go out, and me and Berg just used to always sing it.
Mumbo number 5. A little bit of Jessica in my life, like class. Next up, we've got Flop or Bop. So, right, he's cheated on this one. He knows what they are. The first guest to know what they are.
What a choice.
Right, so this is Flop or Bop with Chris Pears. Here we go. B Tripper Hooked.
Bop.
It's classy.
Unreal.
It's one of my favourite ever bounce tunes.
Unreal for mixing as well.
I'd say top 10.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it never gets played as much as it should. Next one, Flash, Get a Life, the Frantic Theme.
Right. So with this, the original. No.
Yes, I agree.
But
Can I guess which mix you like? I don't know which one you would like.
right, no. Go on.
Go on. So the one that the piano where I'm like, wow, this is good. It was BK's 3 AM at Frantic remix. I don't know if you know it. It's quite a niche one, but he did a couple of versions. Go on, what's yours?
See, right. So if you're making a tune,
Yeah.
and you've got your tune, and you think, yeah, it's good. What can make this better? A nice vocal.
Right.
Love and Arms remix, mate.
Who done that?
I think it's just.
I know the one you're on. I just don't know
You've
who
got
done
the
it.
piano behind it, haven't you?
Yeah, someone has just put the acapella over it, haven't they? Yeah.
And honestly, it just makes the tune 10 times better.
Well, I don't like it's the original for me is a flop. But I don't like it.
For me.
I don't like the piano. I think the piano sounds a bit.
It's dull.
Yeah,
It needs to lead up a bit.
But the BK's, I think it's 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. at Frantic remix. It's proper tough. It's like hard. It's like that real Dirty Yard House one. He had a phase years ago when he was doing it. It was after Heartbeat, but it was before like he started slowing stuff down. It was like 152 BPM, and it was like
Mark up a two.
Oh, it's quality. The kick drum in it's amazing. Next one, DBC Action.
You already know.
Yeah, it's classic. It's a big
I
bop.
already know. Bop.
This for me.
That's been in so many of my mixes. It's unbelievable.
When this first came out, I was in school when this first came out, and I was just like, this was my like first proper exposure to what
I think it was
Spanish was.
next level for DBC, weren't it?
Yeah.
It's one of them.
It was Alarma, and then that.
Alarma, bloody hell.
For me, like because Alarma was the one that sort of got thrown around for a bit, and then that came next, and when I heard it, I was just like, wow, what the fuck is this? Because it
just different. It
yeah.
was different.
To me, I was used to listening to either the Clubland stuff or the more like, as I say, Alex K.
That's when Spanish was in its best times, wasn't it?
Do you think so?
Yeah, definitely.
What was that other tune that everyone used to always play? Was it NKO?
NKO.
Game Over.
Yeah.
Remember that tune?
Game Over.
Yeah, and that was to me. I always picture them in the same era. I remember being in school and
I think
that
was ship mastered though.
It was,
like,
yeah.
For mixing, you would have to turn the levels right up.
Yeah.
You'd have to get it right for the mix.
Yeah, but as I say, there's that era of like, to me, that was a good era of Spanish stuff. Like, because you had like your Miguel Serna, like your Password Records type stuff as well, where it was like the roll and bass line hard dance type stuff. I loved that, but I loved the what DBC was doing with the tougher stuff because it was still melodic. But then obviously as the years went by, when this bumping and our bass came in, it got like less melodic. But
shit.
That 2010 was like the last year when I was like, it started to like just not be as melodic, and for me that's when it got a bit not as good. Like you hear some tunes, like some of the head-on stuff, oh my fucking god, like the bass lines in that, like they still hold up now as well, like as proper tunes. Head-on is Miguel Serna, Raul Soto, DBC. I'm trying to think who else there was that was on around at that time. There was obviously DJs and that were kicking around, but the main producers for me were them guys, and I was just like, this is a bit of me, this. And then as I say, it went a bit weird after that. Wasn't really for me. Next one, London Fiesta, La La, that's Nick Skid's remix.
See, I've never been a fan of it.
I love it.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
So is that a flop for you?
It's a flop for me, like.
Yeah. Interesting. It
is a good track, but it's something which I would never play. So it's a flop.
I think there's a lot of energy in the beginning of it, but do you know when it goes into the breakdown on the second bit, on the second part of the track, when you play it live, you lose a bit of the crowd. So I always try and mix it out beforehand. Do you know what I mean? Because that initial drop when it comes in, phenomenal.
It does go off on the dance floor, to be honest.
That dun 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 dun. Oh, class.
It's not getting carried away to flop.
I know. It's a good tune. And the last one for today, Kate Ryan, Scream for More.
Lovely.
Class tune. Class tune.
Bob.
Could be wrong when I say this, but I think DJ B did a remix of it with.
Yeah, he did actually.
Was it Mike K?
Don't know who it was with, but I've played it.
I've played it as well.
Yeah, it's good. But you can't beat the original.
You can't beat the original, but if you want a more modern sound beef version, you go and check that out. It's quality.
John used to always play it. He probably still does.
It's not many tunes have got like the vocal that gives the energy of the track. Yeah. It's usually like you've got a vocal, it might be like quite euphoric, but then the beats give it that like big hands in the air feel. When you hear that,
said before, a vocal, what makes a tune? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
When you hear that Scream for More in a club, it's just like fucking shivers down your spine. So a lot's changed since you were last on here. So we've introduced a lot of different features as you've just done there. You never done the What You Have for Tea, did you? You didn't do that.
I think
the electric chair. You were on episode 2, weren't you? I'm sure. All the way from episode 2. He was in the single digits, isn't
Right, go on then.
But so we're gonna sign off today. I will plug some more stuff, but a lot of the stuff isn't announced, and I apologise. There's on the 16th of September. There's Sanctuary Sankfest at Lancaster. It's gonna be amazing. Get yourself there.
That should be good. That's different, isn't it?
That cantina looks really good.
He's never done anything at Lancaster, has he?
There has been Sanctuary nights, but there hasn't been not with open air out like that. I'm sure there was a couple of smaller clubs a few years back, but
the lineup speaks, don't it? So
yeah, it's a fantastic lineup. Like, you should get yourself there. Don't know when I'm playing, don't know where I'm playing, but I'm sure it would be good.
different.
Yeah, I'm interested 100%. If I wasn't DJing, I'd probably still go to it because it's very appealing. Do you know what I mean? So day out. I prefer daytime raves. I don't know what you think.
True.
Daytime raves for me, call me boring or what, but I like to get home and like be fresh next day. Do you know what I mean? Because even if you have a beer and that through the day, you can sort of sleep it off.
Limit yourself, can't
Like, a lot of people go Carlisle from our way, don't they? Like, day drinking, and like when they come back and
You've got to get the chain back at 10.
yeah, class. But yeah, so we're going to sign off today. You get the electric chair because I don't have a reason, to be honest with you. You're going to get the electric chair. You're allowed a starter, main, and dessert. What you having? Have you thought about this, by the way, before you come on?
I haven't, no.
No, okay.
I'm hungry as well, so.
I don't know. I'm dying for my tea, like.
Right, starter. Right, I went to a restaurant the other week and I loved it.
Better.
Stanley's just in town.
Oh yeah.
My boss got married and we went for the meal night before. Mac and cheese bites and batter. Honestly, they were amazing.
I've never been a fan of them, like, but I mean, I can see the appeal, definitely.
Yeah, so
do you like halloumi?
Yeah, I love halloumi.
Chili
jam.
Chili jam.
I'm addicted to chili jam at the minute. I've been going through different ones, trying to find the best chili jam.
Hey, I love it. I didn't even know. I didn't know I liked it until like.
The Nando's squirty bottles out of Tesco's.
To be honest with you, I've only been getting them in restaurants now. But my thing is, chili shouldn't go with jammer. Like, it just on paper.
It does.
I know on paper it doesn't though.
And it goes with anything.
And I've knocked it back for years, literal years. And then in the last probably 2 years, I tried it by mistake because it just got brought out on like a serving dish. And I tried it. What the fuck's that? So I said, "What's this? It's chili jam." I've been missing out here. Fucking right.
Unreal. I've been making my own.
Yeah, class. Class, like.
Yeah.
Go on then, what you having for your main?
For my main, probably go for the steak.
Boring.
You can't go.
What are you going for? What type of steak?
Sirloin.
Sirloin. You having any sauce?
Medium rare, peppercorn.
Okay, I'll let you off.
You can't
Yeah,
go
what are you
wrong
having
with
as a
steak.
side then with it then?
Well, it's have to come with chips, won't it?
Chips. I have a certain style of chip, thin cut. I am genuinely interested in food.
Homemade chips.
Right.
I don't like the thick ones, and I don't like. French
So you like a
fries.
bit of both then?
Yeah, I don't like French fries. Peri chips.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Spice it up.
Yeah, there you go. See, I like interrogating people on food. Do you know what I mean? What you having for dessert?
Cheesecake all day long.
Any particular style cheesecake?
I like Dime Bar.
Dime Bar one. Have you been to Sunny Hill?
Yes.
The Sunny Hill Dime Bar cheesecake. That's a bit of me
Yeah.
that like. I'm just giving them free promo here. Fucking have you? And like, I think something like 60% of our listenership's in the Whitehaven area. So there you go.
Sunny Hill.
There you go.
I love the carvery on a Sunday. Right?
You know, it's decent that
Yeah,
there.
it is very nice.
The after I got married, like, I took the full like wedding party and we went to Sunny Hill for us, and we're all rough as fuck. And honestly, amazing now.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I've told her I fancy a Sunday dinner on Friday. Obviously, dieting and that, it's really hard. I'm sick of eating tuna and rice and chicken and rice, and it's just like, fucking get me a decent Sunday dinner. Do you know what I mean? Sitting here fantasising about food. And what you're washing it down with, what's your beverage of choice?
You have to be Stella.
Stella?
Yeah.
Well, of all pints, that's what
I
you
am
pick
a Stella
Stella.
man.
Fucking hell. I wouldn't have put that on you, like, definitely.
know?
I don't know. I think I like a Peroni.
Peroni. I've been drinking Madri lately.
Oh, Madri, it seems to have just popped up out of nowhere, but it's
nice.
decent pint.
Nice.
I like real ales and that, but like, to me, Stella's like my last choice. So
Really?
if I drink Stella, it's because there's only Carlsberg and Foster's between them and on the tap. I wouldn't touch them.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have a pint of water than drink a Foster's or a Carlsberg. They just don't taste nice at all. Whereas a Stella, it's like I'll settle for it. Like I've went to the shop before and I've had like 4 cans of Stella. Like it's not a problem, but it's just not my first choice. It's a solid pinter.
It's different on draft. It doesn't go flat.
Yeah.
You've always got your bubbles.
It's a solid pint though as well, isn't it? Like you know you can rely on it.
Yeah.
I'm about this Peroni, mate. I love it. My drink of choice is Desperados or all of them.
Desperados.
Yeah. You get fucking hammered off in the way. Like
that's the one with tequila.
Yeah. I mean, I could drink a bottle of tequila as well, to be fair, but yeah.
No, I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest.
Right. So where can people find you then?
Bees News on a Saturday night.
Bees News on a Saturday night. What about online? Where you active at?
I don't really use socials anymore. I go on Facebook now and again, but if you want to catch us, Facebook, yeah.
Facebook. Obviously, you're on SoundCloud.
I'm on SoundCloud.
Chris Pears. Is it
Chris Pears 89.
Chris Pears 89 on SoundCloud.
Same with Snapchat. I'm on Snapchat.
Yeah.
I use that for promotion.
Yeah.
But apart from that, that's
it,
all I use.
Get a YouTube channel, mate. It's so worth it. You get a whole new audience.
I haven't got the time to do the videos though, unless you want to do them for us.
Nah, it's honestly it's
exactly.
Graft.
It's a pain in the
pure
ass.
graft.
Pain in the ass. That's the only reason why I haven't got a YouTube channel.
Yeah. It is pure graft. But good luck to your little venture next year. I think it should be good, and hopefully you enjoy Newcastle. Take half a work in with you.
Exactly, that's what it is.
If you've enjoyed this, then just want to say thank you. Share it with your mates. That's how we get bigger. That's how we grow. And if you've really enjoyed it and you're feeling real generous, you can sign up with Patreon. You can get early access to these episodes, get them on a Friday instead of a Monday. And we'll be doing, well, there is actually a few Patreon exclusives on there already, but we'll be doing more Patreons. So I just want to say thanks for listening. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you again.
Hi, everyone.